I can't work over here.
Are you
I have to
texting your
work over
dog?
there.
Are you texting your dog? Be honest. I know
No.
you miss him.
No. Anyway, what do you think? You think most of these fans wanted to see a good old-fashioned Youngstown State instead of this, or do you think
I
they
think
liked
when it was about 31-17, they were like, okay, that's a wrap. Let's get out of here. Let's get ready for Pitt.
Maybe Penn State did too.
The next thing you know, I would call it an improbable win, based upon how it played out.
Especially
Improbable.
by the end. Are you kidding? This thing was 24-10, and then 31-17. After 24-10, you're thinking, yeah, okay. After 31-17, you're thinking this thing really is over.
Mm-hmm.
But that Appalachian State team just kept coming, and then you're going, oh, and then you're wondering if Penn State can turn it back on again, because you wondered if they thought it was over too, and that's not easy.
This is not going to be a popular take among Penn State fans, but I will say this. If Jalen Moore could climb back into a time machine and instead of scoring on that 16-yard touchdown run, if he just would have fell down after getting the first down, they win the game. It's a chip shot field
goal. You might
goal.
be right. Yeah.
They never get the ball. They would never get the ball back.
When he scored, that might have been the best thing that ever happened to Penn State.
They were out of timeouts. Yeah. If he just remember, Brian Westbrook did it against Dallas in 2007.
It's happened more than one time.
You got to have the foresight to do it. If he just falls down in bounds, the game's over.
In the Broncos Packers Super Bowl, they let him score on purpose.
Yeah. I mean, to Penn State's credit, they came back. KJ Hamler with an unusual kick return to jumpstart the drive, a fourth down completion from Brandon Polk. Or from McSorley to Brandon Polk, keeps it alive, and then Hamler again.
That wasn't the play they called.
Yeah, I heard him.
Yeah, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Trace McSorley said they didn't have that play called, but the defense backed off, and they have that little hitch pass if they need it. And, so many different things. If they don't happen, Penn State doesn't win this game.
Yeah.
Your impressions in general of the kids who played and were contributors.
Couldn't be a better experience for them to have to win this game the way they did. I mean, it's only going to help them in the long term. The 2016 team kind of stole one against Minnesota after getting beat by Michigan, and it really helped them because now they believe when they're down in any circumstance they can come back and win. It's going to help them. They got to get better on defense, and they got to get their passing games. Got to get some things cleaned up as well.
And their offensive line had fits and starts in this game. It looked like they got it rolling. It looked like Appalachian State's defense was starting to wear out.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, no. I mean, they were up and down the whole game. And I think we agree that for them to be a stable team, their offensive line has to be completely stable. Of course, they're playing against a 3-4, which is weird.
I mean, Juwan Johnson involved early, then not till late. DeAndre Tompkins, I don't think, caught a pass. I'm going to be really curious just to follow Appalachian State the rest of the way, because this could have just been a really good team that's only going to get better.
Yeah.
I mean, every year they play some tough teams, and if you're not ready, you're in trouble.
They were loaded with a bunch of guys who had played. Yeah. Even their sophomore wide receivers had played a lot.
Yeah.
And of course, Jalen Moore, their feature back, their senior. The big question was whether the quarterback, Zach Thomas, number 12, would come out here and play unafraid. He not only played unafraid, he played lights out almost the entire game, and even the last pass wasn't really a bad pass. Yeah. Our Warrior just made a great play on it.
Amani made the play. He had an interception return for a touchdown in the 2016 opener as well. That wasn't quite the close game that this one. No Shane Simmons, no Kevin Givens. John Reed didn't play for a long stretch of the second half. This defense has to get a little bit healthier. I think it's just going to make it all the more interesting in prime time at Pittsburgh.
Games like this are risky, man, especially when you got a young team, but they sure are a lot of fun, man.
I mean, this is the best opener I've seen. It's one of the best games I've ever seen. I was really, really impressed with Appalachian State, and the Penn State fans gave them a standing O when they went off the field. They were really impressed with what they did. But I think that was a really good team.
For what it's worth, Scott Satterfield was not mopey. The Appalachian State coach in the postgame, he could not have been more gracious. He was kind of like smiling and, well, we'll get him next time, and he meant it. When you're like a fighter pilot like that, you can have the get you next time smile and you mean it. And these guys are probably going to be really good.
I like it that they played to win the whole game.
Yeah.
Everything they did was to win the game.
Even when they got the first down at the 15, they took a shot in the end zone.
They played to win.
Just didn't work out for them. That's it from Beaver Stadium, and what could have been a real disaster was averted. Until next week.